Hey, good morning. Yeah, it's been a long time. It is March 23rd. The last time I put out a video was back in December 10th. So I've gotten a lot of information, comments, and questions as to where to go, what's going on, and have I suddenly lost the idea to have an opinion or thought on events? Funny, no. Been actually doing a little life change in the sense you can see the background changed, and I have joined the movement and got out of one state and moved down to Florida. Sitting on my lanai and enjoying the sunshine early this morning. It's a beautiful day. But anyways, yeah, nope, still alive. Here I am, and in color. Here I am. So hey, lots of stuff going on since December, to say the least, in our grand old country here. And as usual, I never tell anybody what I think they should think. I give my honest opinion. You can go back and look at all my videos that I've done over the last few years, and I haven't erased one. I've not edited any. I haven't changed any. Um, and I think the whole purpose is kind of like a time capsule, right? So you get to be able, you're able to go back and look and see if you were right, wrong. Is there a change of opinion, based on new information maybe obtained? So I encourage everybody that I guess if you're really bored, you can go back and look at the 30 plus videos that are there and see how this all started. And how it all started was, I decided to do like a message in a bottle, basically, and I started choosing different people or entities in which I wanted to communicate. And the very first one was way back, and that was to President Putin at the time, because to be honest, I didn't believe all the bullshit that was going on then, and I don't believe all the bullshit that's going on now. Um, since then, it's only gotten worse, and the good old mainstream media would love to tell you that Ukraine is winning the war. And again, I think if you go back and look at my videos, that would be like if the United States went to war with Mexico, and if anybody were to think that Mexico could actually beat the United States in a war, I don't know what to tell you. Never going to happen. Or, there's a great book about Cuba attacking the United States. The United States actually just raising the white flag because they don't want to destroy an entire community or country. And but other than that, there's no way Ukraine wins. It just doesn't happen. When you take on a superpower, and they're not even putting a full force of Russia behind them. They're kind of smacking this, like they're like a giant cat smacking a mouse around. Zelensky, I've said over and over, is nothing but a Nazi. They had no militia in Ukraine, and the Nazi party stepped up for Zelensky, and Zelensky made a deal with the devil, and that is who their militia is. The militias are Nazis. Do your research. The funny part is it's come out over the last few years. Um, and when I find it very interesting when Putin said that they were doing biolabs, everybody said, "Oh, you're nuts." But yet it turned out, well, there was biolabs, and who was involved? The Biden family. And for what purpose would somebody like Hunter Biden be investing dollars used by other countries, other peoples, everything else into DoD projects in biolabs in Ukraine? Um, then you start to wonder, like, how much did Putin know? And he was telling the truth. And in the meantime, I think the interview with Tucker was great. I would have loved to done the interview with Putin. I thought Tucker was very reserved and listened, which is, I think, what you kind of have to do when you're doing an interview. You ask a question, and you got to listen. And if you listen to the interview, I mean, Putin is not stupid. Not saying I love the guy, just saying, or everything he does, but his people do. And you got to figure out, why do his people love him? And why do they support him? Is it truly out of fear? Because right now, half of our country lives in complete fear, and yet half of our country has absolutely zero support for the current administration or its institutions, for that matter. So I don't think fear is the driving force. I think people went in there and actually voted for somebody that they believe is probably the best option they have for defending who they are and what they are as a country. With that being said, in the Ukraine war, I said this was all about money. And what did Putin say? The United States made the biggest mistake by kicking them out of SWIFT. And I've put in my other videos as to how the banking system works. And SWIFT basically says if I'm a Russian and I want to trade, this goes for anybody, and I'm a country, I have to have $100 million in the United States, and I have to have the equivalent of $100 million in Russia, rubles. And then somewhere in the middle, there's this giant bank that does all the transactions. So money comes here, money goes there, and you got to balance it out. So now you're carrying double the amount of money, right, in order to even conduct business in dollars. So it's a giant game of fiat currency. That's all this was about. And then you saw all the funneling of money that went from our taxpayer dollars to Ukraine. It's just going all over the world, which is crazy. But Ukraine, I mean, those people in Ukraine, we pay their government to operate. We pay their government's pensions. We pay the people's pensions. We pay, I mean, they're living it up, having a party in Kiev. And, and then they show you pictures. Oh, somebody got killed. Yeah, killing is bad. War's bad. Told you I hate neocons. But at the same time, what they're showing you on television is not reality, right? Just like what you see behind me, this is reality, brother. Anybody you guys are watching, this is reality. So what I would tell you is, what I'd say is it's all a charade. Um, currently, it's kind of funny. They were talking about Ukraine and Russia, and then it was BRICS, and then it was SWIFT, and again, everything evolves around cash. That's what all this is about. And then I also posted back in the day and said, you know what, inflation is going to come down and then it's going to go right back up. And sure as hell, they lied to everybody. And our government being, so every month they sit there and say, hey, the unemployment numbers are this, or they say job growth is that, or they say, inflation rate is this. But every single month they go back and they change the numbers from the previous month. They actually did for the whole last year. We've lost millions of jobs. There have been no jobs created. There's been jobs lost. That's it. The only jobs being created, if you want to call it that, are people that are working two jobs. So there's no creation of jobs. Our inflation is back through the roof, has always been back through the roof since Biden got in, and that's all because of energy. So what does he continue to keep doing? Attacking our energy policy. So, a lot of times I say to people, if you truly believe in what you're saying, say it out loud. I love to do the video and then actually watch the video. And I'm hearing myself saying it out loud and saying, wow, maybe I'm crazy, or wow, well, that actually makes sense, as if I'm talking to another person. Um, so I encourage people, like, if you're thinking about ideas about our government, you're thinking about ideas about policies, or who should you vote for, who should you support, say your idea out loud. And if you truly think it makes sense, I go for it, I guess. On the other hand, if you say it out loud and you go, I don't know, if I heard another person say that out loud to me and I wouldn't like it, then what the hell are you doing it for? It's the, everybody, none of us like the idea of being called sheep, right? So whether you're on one side or the other, it doesn't much matter. I think I'm much more centrist in this scenario, that, but I like to hear everything part of it. And hopefully all of you do. And, like I said before on the channel, we've got people all over the world watching this, which is really kind of interesting. Never my intention. To be honest, again, time capsule of my own thoughts that I leave basically for myself, for my children, my family. What? Someday I will always exist because the internet exists. But who knows, after April 8th and the eclipse and the U.S. government saying that, hey, by the way, the internet's going down, cell phones are going down, we're shutting grocery stores down. I mean, it's all this great just fear. The fear of what? An eclipse? I watched the last eclipse from my house, and nothing happened. All of a sudden, this one, they want to shut everything down, and they're priming us for something as usual. There's always a false flag. And you know what? Whatever. I don't even know what to tell you guys. If you think the world's going to hell in a handbag on April 8th, I guess go outside, watch the eclipse, and I don't know, do what you do. On the other hand, I'll be enjoying my day in the sunshine. I'm sure it'll be nice and warm again, and I'll probably go sit at the pool. I mean, what? Why not? I'm not gonna relax, or I am just gonna relax. I'm sorry. I posted kind of funny things saying, hey, you know what? If the world's going to hell in a handbag on April 8th, if I owe taxes, right? I always owe taxes. That's how it works. And, I'll just wait till after April 8th, because if the world is going hell in a handbag, why pay my taxes ahead of time? I'll just wait till April 8th or 9th, see what the hell the government's got up their sleeves. But anyways, so a lot of things going on. I want to make this a shorter video just to kind of touch base, let you know that I'm still here, I still exist, so I'm still alive. I have a lot of ideas that I want to share. I'll probably put out a couple different videos on things. There are certain things that have obviously upset me, they've upset you. There are things that I just cannot believe that are happening in our country. But I did want to say hello this morning, and I hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll talk soon.